Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to Spirit's Home, our fourth gathering, I believe. April, May, June, July, it's our fourth. And today we're going to be talking about the heart of courage. There's our fella. So we're going to welcome everyone here while they're here, and as people join, I do want to welcome you with a slight disclaimer. In two of the songs today, I will be using the words God and Spirit. And in the interest of full clarity, I just want to share what those words mean to me. I want you all to understand what I mean when I use those words, because I know there has been wounding from those words in the past. So it's not a guy, not a dude in the sky throwing lightning bolts and judging people and punishing us for not behaving. It's not any of that. When I use the words God or Spirit, I'm speaking of an essence, an energy, nature, love, creative expression, the breath that breathes each of us. It's ever evolving and it's living its life through us. So if there are lasting wounds from the word God or the word Spirit, please, I invite you to open your heart and receive them the way I'm sharing them, in the way that feels best to you, in a gentle, kind way. So, with that said, this song, this chant was created, a long time ago. In 2004, when I was told by a doctor that my heart was not healthy, and that I was not a healthy person, and that I wasn't going to make it, and that my heart was not well. And I decided that he was wrong. And so this chant came through. I'm going to do it all the way through 2 times. And I'll cue you when the second time is about to start. And I invite you, while muted, to join me in singing it about your heart. My heart is whole, the Spirit thrives, God lives through me, I am alive. My heart is whole, the Spirit thrives, God lives through me, I am alive. My heart is whole, the Spirit thrives, God lives through me, I am alive. My heart is whole, the Spirit thrives, God lives through me, I am alive. God lives through me, I am alive. Love lives through me, it is my life. God lives through me, I am alive. Love lives through me, it is my life. All within me, I know it now. I have no fear, and I let go. So we're going to go back to the top. The first section is 4 times. Second section is 2 times. And then we end it. So I welcome you to jump right on in and sing it about your own heart. My heart is whole, the Spirit thrives, God lives through me, I am alive. My heart is whole, the Spirit thrives, God lives through me, I am alive. Yes, my heart is whole, the Spirit thrives, God lives through me. I am alive, yes you are, my heart is whole. The Spirit thrives, God lives through me, and you too. I am alive, God lives through me. I am alive, love lives through me. It is my life, God lives through me. I am alive, love lives through me. It is my life, all within me. I know it now, yes, I have no fear, and I let go.
As we take that collective breath, coming together today, letting go of everything that has come before and being here now, resting in that love and light from God, from Spirit. Knowing that today unfolds in its perfection, that the message is exactly what we need to hear. Knowing that we can connect with each other, connect with love, connect with light. And knowing in its perfection, we are here now.
Yes.
Amen, Ashe, and so it is. So the sacred reading for today is several quotes. The first, don't give into your fears. If you do, you won't be able to talk to your heart. Paul Coelho. A ship in harbor is safe, but that's not what ships are built for. John Shedd. Courage does not always roar. Sometimes it's the quiet voice at the end of the day saying, I will try again tomorrow. Mary Ann Radmacher. Life is a daring adventure or nothing. Helen Keller. And finally, the entire world is but a narrow bridge. The most important thing is not to be afraid. And that is a Hebrew proverb.
Yes. Beautiful. Thank you. And I'm playing with my visuals here because that's what I do. Hold on, hold on. I'll be right with you. There we go. Now I pin me. And there we go. Welcome. So the title and idea for today's talk, this came so easily, and it came early on, like right after last month. I was like, oh, I need to talk about the heart of courage. And I was so excited, and I thought this was going to be an excellent topic, and here we go. And then I noticed that I was avoiding writing this talk, like actively avoiding it. And I didn't know why, but I was. And then it occurred to me that although courage is a universal idea, actually talking about courage is not as easy as it sounds. So, of course, I went back to the source. Well, two sources, really. The first is our buddy, the lion. Courage. What makes a king out of a slave? Courage. What makes the flag on the mast to wave? Courage. What makes the elephant charge his tusk in the misty mist or the dusky dusk? What makes the muskrat guard his musk? Courage. What makes the Sphinx the seventh wonder? Courage. What makes the dawn come up like thunder? Courage. What makes the Hottentot so hot? What puts the ape in apricot? What have they got that I ain't got? And of course the team says courage, and the lion says, you can say that again. Bert Lahr was pure genius in this role. He showed us that even when we absolutely do not believe in ourselves, there's still something within us that reminds us that we have what it takes. We have what we need. We do, in fact, have courage. The word courage has heart at its literal core. The root of the word courage comes from the Latin word cor, which means heart. And then in Old French, the word evolved into courage and then into the English courage. When we speak of our courage, we are truly talking about our hearts, the strength, resilience, and bravery of our precious hearts. When I was planning the pilgrimage to Assisi, I wanted to stay in a monastery or any kind of sacred space. And there's actually a guidebook specifically designed to find these. And when I discovered Oasi Sacra Cuore, I knew that I had found my Assisi home. Not only was it called the Sacred Oasis of the Heart, it also required a great deal of courage to get from the driveway to the entrance of Old Town Assisi. It meant running across a very curvy road that had limited visibility that folks drove on like it was a racetrack. Each day, I made the courageous run across the dangerous road, and I do not run, ever, for anything. This moment was captured as I showed my purest cowardly lion heroism. And now we'll go back to the second source before I say more. Second source, of course, is Merriam-Webster. It defines courage as the mental or moral strength to venture, persevere, and withstand danger or difficulty. It's the ability to face challenges, both physical and emotional, without being overwhelmed by fear. The ability to do something that frightens one. Strength in the face of pain or grief. To have the courage of one's conviction. We tell each other, take courage. Determination, fortitude, intrepidness, resolve. In the past, I never would have used any of those phrases or words to describe myself. I never thought of or saw myself as particularly courageous. Other people always seemed much braver than I was. Life always seemed to me like it was happening to me. It was happening at me. I always felt like I was trying to swim up from the bottom of the ocean every day. It wasn't until 1993 that I made a conscious choice to access my inner courage. I wrote about that moment in my book. It became a pivotal point of choice in my life. The decision to stay alive. To not necessarily fight back, so to speak. It was more like, it was just a commitment to just show up for this life, no matter what came at me. And that was the first of my baby step-like steps towards taking and living a courageous life. What's most intriguing about that moment, it's intriguing to me about that moment of choice, was that there's a saying in the path of Islam about having faith and trust in Allah. And the saying is translated as, whoever comes to me walking, I will come to them running. From that moment on my 30th birthday, when I decided to stay, life came running to meet me right wherever I was standing. All of which eventually led me to my big adventure, the move to Alaska in 2000. Once I was in Alaska, the doors of employment, opportunity, and connection all started to open. Teachers, mentors, and guides materialized. The more I showed up, the more they showed up, and the more courageous I became. My life in Alaska got me on my path to ministry, which has led me to make even more courageous choices. This is the thing I believe to be true about courage. Once it takes root in us, once we embrace it, like our friend the lion did, that quality of courage within us grows. It blossoms, and it gives us strength to keep choosing more and more ways to show up. I'm just going to ask you to take a moment right now to reflect on a time in your life, and maybe it is this time, when you thought or are thinking to yourself, I can't possibly do that, or that is completely out of my reach, or I'm not ready to step up to that, or no way, that is not like me. And just take a moment to think about those thoughts. And I'm going to ask you now to believe that you are capable of anything, truly. Just asking you to believe it, just a little bit. In the talk in May, I briefly mentioned the ridiculously out of my realm of possibility rafting trip I did inside the Grand Canyon. There are so many stories of courage that I could share from those 15 days on the Colorado River. Each day was an experience, literally an experience of waking up and saying, today I will be brave. Every morning. Aside from day 13, which was Lava Falls Day, that's a whole other story. The aspect of this adventure that required the most fortitude, determination, and resolve was my learning how to use what is called the groover, which is the photo in the middle on top. This was how we relieved ourselves. 21 people, 15 days, and this was our traveling bathroom. And just so you don't go off on a tangent in your mind, there was more than one container over the course of the 15 days. So the box in the middle of this photo is the official groover, and it's named as such because without that helpful toilet seat on it, it is a narrow military issue cargo box. And like I said, we traveled with several of them. This cargo box has sharp edges on the side. Before the toilet seat was added, if someone were to sit on the box, it would leave grooves in their legs. Hence, the groover. Learning how to navigate the groover was most definitely a challenge for me. I greatly appreciate a comfortable and private bathroom. You can ask my mom. When we drove from Cleveland to Denver, I needed my own hotel room so that I could have my own bathroom. So this situation was set up in this way. At each campsite for our overnight stays, the guides would find a place a short distance from where we were all sleeping to set up the groover. And then at the base of the path that led to it, that was where the toilet paper lived. If the toilet paper roll wasn't at the beginning of the path, that meant someone was using the groover, and the waiting began. My strategy was to choose times when everyone was busy doing something else, like setting up their camp or eating dinner or gathering to talk about the day. I mean, obviously it took a whole lot of courage for me to not only navigate rapids and the potential death by drowning, I also had to learn how to manage this whole groover deal. Courage can look like a lot of things, and it can look different for everyone. For some, it's choosing to climb a mountain. For others, it's giving a public speech. For the truly brave ones, it is stepping into life with another human being as an intimate companion. For some of us who live with depression, sometimes simply getting out of bed is the most courageous act of our day. The choice to say yes to life does not necessarily come easy to everyone. It can be risky to be brave. I used to describe depression as a big, fluffy, comfy recliner that I could sink into with like a blankie and a cup of hot cocoa, and it was safe and cozy. And I described happiness as a tightrope with no net below it. When I was finally ready to live, courage for me meant stepping out on that tightrope with total determination and a whole lot of trust. For our lion, he showed he already had courage by saying yes to friendship, to possibility, and to a journey that may or may not give him the courage he thought he needed to get from someone else. We've all been there, right? Or, okay, maybe I've just been there and it's just me. I'm okay with that. When I left Alaska in 2015, on what Maddie and I named the Camino Sagrado, we needed to find the courage to make that pilgrimage on our own. We wanted to bring someone else for the Alaska Highway portion because that was the part of the drive that scared me the most. Miles of nothing. No services, no restaurants, nothing except bison and road. What if we got a flat tire? I don't know how to change a flat tire. What if we ran out of fuel? It could be hours before someone else drove by. What if, what if, what if? The fear was so, it felt so real. And yet, no one was able to join us. And of course they weren't able to. The universe was calling me, calling both of us, me and Maddie, to take courage and say yes to this quest. We were being offered the choice to dig deep and believe that we could do it. Courage is, as you've probably figured out, a multifaceted, multi-layered, nuanced concept. It's not just one thing. Seriously, today was a leap of courage for me to share songs that have the words God and Spirit in them. Those words have been used to harm people. How could I know that you would understand what I mean when I use those words? Courage can be big and loud and visible to all, like choosing to wear a bathing suit and going to a public pool, or couch surfing through the Czech Republic. 2 of my friends are doing that right now. Courage can also be small and quiet and deeply personal, like telling someone you love them. Or maybe like looking in the mirror and saying, I love you, to your own reflection. The brilliant poet David Whyte has a piece from his book, Consolations, the solace, nourishment, and underlying meaning of everyday words. I'm going to share it with you. Now, I attempted to edit it because it's kind of long, but then I gave up because, like all of David Whyte's work, all of his work is perfect. So please feel free to read along with me. Courage is a word that tempts us to think outwardly, to run bravely. Sorry. My little window is in my way. To run bravely, here we go, against opposing fire. To do something under besieging circumstance, and perhaps, above all, to be seen to do it in public. To show courage. to be celebrated in story, rewarded with medals, given the accolade. But a look at its linguistic origins is to look in a more interior direction and toward its original template, the Old Norman French cœur, or heart. Courage is the measure of our heartfelt participation with life, with another, with a community, a work, a future. To be courageous is not necessarily to go anywhere or do anything, except to make conscious those things we already feel deeply, and then to live through the unending vulnerabilities of those consequences. To be courageous is to seat our feelings deeply in the body and in the world. To live up to and into the necessities of relationships that often already exist, with things we find we already care deeply about, with a person, a future, a possibility in society, or with an unknown that begs us on, and always has begged us on. To be courageous is to stay close to the way we are made. The French philosopher Camus used to tell himself quietly to live to the point of tears, not as a call for maudlin sentimentality, but as an invitation to the deep privilege of belonging and the way belonging affects us, shapes us, and breaks our heart at a fundamental level. It is a fundamental dynamic of human incarnation to be moved by what we feel, as if surprised by the actuality and privilege of love and affection and its possible loss. Courage is what love looks like when tested by the simple, everyday necessities of being alive. Before I close, I do want to say this. In these current times, living courageously can feel, well, scary. So many battles to fight. And the truth is, not all of us are built for the front line of those battles. There is the bravery of running headlong into danger. There is also the courage to be kind in a climate of anger, to be welcoming in a time of division, to speak truth in a world getting lost in lies. And like David White wrote, there is the bravery of the personal experience, how we walk through our days and live our lives. The courage to sit with ourselves in the quiet, in the moments of confusion or darkness. To listen, stay open, and take the time to prepare ourselves, even when we're not sure what to do next. Where does the time go during each day? Where do I go when I lose myself? Walking a little too close to the edge of this abyss. Closer than is safe for me. Take the step, the way appears. Trust again, no place for fear. Take the step, the way appears. Trust again, no place for fear. The only way is deeper into spirit. The only way is deeper in. Too easy to give in to the past. Takes more strength to surrender. The difference is what makes my life so sweet. And I agreed to stay so every day I will make the choice to surrender. Oh, take the step, the way appears. Trust again, no place for fear. Take the step, the way appears. Trust again, no place for fear. The only way is deeper into spirit. The only way is deeper in. I am still and I wait, for I know as I breathe, as I trust, it all unfolds. I don't drive this bus. I am blessed to get the ride. Learning from the time within. Grateful in the dark and light. There is a reason I am here. My purpose now is revealed, oh yes. Take the step, the way appears. Trust again, no place for fear. Take the step, the way appears. Trust in the path you walk. You've got to take the step, and it will meet you halfway. Trust, let go of your fear, let loose your fear, and trust what you know is true. Trust what you know is true. The only way is deeper into spirit. The only way is deeper in. Taking this moment. Taking this moment to recognize how many times during each day we are courageous. From getting out of bed to making the choice of self-care, to making the choice to leave our homes and encounter the world, to drive on streets that are a little bit more dangerous than they used to be, to have conversations with strangers that are a little bit more tenuous than they used to be. And yet we make the choice every day. We get up, we get out, and we are brave. I am going to know for you right now that without a doubt, you are, I am, we are courageous beyond measure. In a world that would like us to be quiet and afraid, we say no. I am here. There's a reason for me. And so I will smile, and I will greet people, and I will welcome people into this community that I live in. I will welcome people into this life we are all living, and I will say with complete confidence that I am brave, you are brave, and we are here to do good things in this lifetime. And when we face moments that are hard, when we face moments of loss and grief and pain, we say, yes, I will hold that, I will carry that, and I will continue on. Because that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to be a reflection of love and courage to everyone I meet. I believe this for myself, I believe this for all of you, and I believe this for everyone on this planet, whether they know it or not. And I'm so grateful to be able to share this time and this message with each of you. And with that I say, Amen, Amin, Ashe, and so it is. I wanted to share with you that in preparation for this talk, I read Bishop Buddy's book, How We Learn to Be Brave. And I was going to put quotes from her in the talk, but there were too many. There were just too many. Like, I might as well just spend time just reading you all the book. So because of that, I am putting it on this slide so that you can get it. Bishop Buddy is the woman, the courageous woman who spoke during the inauguration week and addressed the current president directly from the pulpit, asking him to be compassionate. And she wrote this book before she did that. And it's her journey, how she got to that moment. And it's brilliant, and it's a great example of, great examples of how you can be courageous in your life. So I highly recommend it. Anne, would you like to do our announcement of the 501c3?
Oh, our announcement of the 501c3 is that we don't have it yet. We would appreciate, of course, gifts. Just know that they are not yet tax deductible.
They will be.
They will be.
I believe. And our next gathering will be Sunday, August 10th. And there's more on that at the end slide, so please stick around for the end slide. But right now, we're going to sing our happy song. For those of you who don't know Always So Grateful, this is what I call my Elmo song because it's peppy and it makes me bounce like Elmo. And feel free, again, muted, to echo the line Always So Grateful. I'll cue you so you know it. And let's sing Always So Grateful. Yes. Always so grateful, always so grateful. That's your echo part. Always so grateful, always so grateful. Saying thanks, giving thanks. Living a life of gratitude is the way I choose to live. Saying thanks and giving thanks. Living a life of gratitude is the way I choose to live my life. And I am always so grateful, always so grateful. You've got it now. Always so grateful. Look around, so much to say, yes. I'm thankful now for everything. I have no complaints whatsoever, not one. Look around, so much to say, yes, yes. I'm thankful now for everything. I have no complaints whatsoever, none whatsoever. And I am always so grateful. Always so grateful. Always so grateful.